Hello and welcome to an all new episode of Men and Women Talk, the Mars Venus Show. This is episode number 147. I am joined by my wonderful, beautiful, talented, you about to hear me twice, sorry, co-host, Shannon. How are you doing, Shannon? I
What was you about to call me?
was about to call you Kente.
I knew it. I was
Right.
like, interesting.
Yeah. So how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I can't complain. I'm healthy, happy, and alive. So you know what? I got to take that as a double win,
That's
a
all that
triple
matters.
win.
Happy, healthy, and alive. I'm here for it.
Yes. So, but anyway, so um, your weekend, how was it? Good?
It was long.
Long? Oh, okay. 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 Okay.
With
Well,
weeks that lead to the months.
mhm.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Oh, hey, LA's in the house, and I see Angie, D. I also see Brooklyn and Dante is in the chat. And then Steph was in here as well. And Maya is on Facebook as well. So we're on Facebook, YouTube, Get Vocal, all of that. And just to let you guys know, at 7 o'clock, uh, you can watch us right here on Get Vocal, but we'll also be on Facebook and all of that kind of jazz too. We're going to be doing our panel with me and Dr. Vibe, and we have some heavyweights, and it's going to be the topic is, does Christianity interfere with Black empowerment? And then the following week, we're going to have the ladies. Angie's going to be on that one. LA, actually, most of the panel of next week is in the chat room right now. So I'm very excited about that. All right, so let's talk about tonight's topic. Tonight's topic is called uh the girlfriend slash boyfriend placeholder. And let me explain what I mean by that is,
You do.
so sometimes we get in relationships that we know isn't really going to go anywhere, right? We know, I mean, you could say, well, you never know, right? It could happen, but sometimes we get in relationships with people we know it's not going to end in marriage or wherever you want it to end. So we biding time with people, right? We'll just be biding time with people, and they helping us get through a rough patch. Sometimes that can be a what they call uh um a rebound. Sometimes ends up being like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Some cats call it like a slump buster, you know, where you get in relationships and you know that's not the person you want to be with, but they provide something for you. Like
Right.
they provide as you know, a companionship, an escort. Valentine's Day is coming up, so you'll have you a Valentine's, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes a lot of people feel good, you know, that they have this relationship with this person who, yeah, they know there's nothing gonna, you know, more than likely it's not gonna go past anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, this person is you know, they're filling a void in your life, right? And a lot of times, I would say most times, that person doesn't know. They don't know they're the placeholder. They don't know you keeping it, they're keeping it warm for the next person, right? So we justify doing this for a lot of reasons. Is what I need. I just came
Mm-hmm.
out of a bad relationship. So I need this to tide me over till the next person. And I'm gonna tell a story a little bit later in there that kind of really um, talks about this.
Mm-hmm.
But I just was wondering, Shannon, based on what I said about the placeholder boyfriend or girlfriend. Um, do you feel like that's okay to date somebody just for now, just to, until your real prince charming or your princess charming, arrives?
Do I think it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
No. I mean, I think that we should be, and I guess I should say this, whatever you communicate and the
Mm-hmm.
person comprehends,
Mm-hmm.
that's a prerogative. For me, that is not okay.
To be honest, I wonder though, do most people, is it conscious though? Like, is it subconscious? You think most of the time? Like, do people really be like, I'm just biding my time with him or her?
I think people know, like, oh, that's just the person that bring me lemon pepper wings.
That's my lemon pepper wing, boo.
Like,
Hilarious.
what? How does this even happen? Like, where do I get in line for these people? Because I'm like, I wish somebody would just bring me some lemon pepper wings. Hey, Shannon, what you doing? I'm thinking about you. You hungry? Oh, okay, I'm bring you some wings. Flats only.
We often talk about like how some women have guys for specific functions, right?
Mm-hmm.
The lemon pepper wing guy, right? There's the go. We talked about this guy before. The guy that will go with you to go see The Notebook, or one of those movies. Wait. It says it's a shame when these folks are in a person's phone under free food. Hilarious.
I mean, where they at though? Well, I mean, I don't have a wing stop or Buffalo Wild Wings where I live anyway, so those people just aren't readily available to me. But when I move, where you at though, boo? Where you at?
There, some people have, and not to get on the women because guys do a version of that themselves, but um, you can have a guy that performs different functions in your life. You can
Mm-hmm.
have that guy that, what, he may not pay your bills every month, but if you get in a bind, he might.
Look, you said pay your bills. Where he at though? Where
he
he
might.
at though?
He may not pay your bills every month, but if you get in a bind and Ma Bell's about to turn your phone off, he might come in. He might come up in there and bail you out, right? And Lauren is in the Facebook chat. Welcome, Lauren.
Ain't gonna.
So the buying guy, right? He buys me gifts too, right? Now, here's the thing: is that guy likes you? I mean, he must like you, right?
I mean, he must.
But you know, he's not gonna get in. He's not getting in the castle. He says he loves me. He's not. He's not staying in the castle, right? And so my thing is this: look, I know I've been the placeholder. I haven't never been nobody's lemon pepper wing dude. Thank God.
I need a pepper wing too.
I've never been a lemon pepper wing guy. But I know I've been the placeholder. I know I've had placeholders as well. And my thinking is, you know, um,
What's your thinking?
my thinking is this: communication is everything, right? If you, like, Joe Goldberg is going to be mad when he figures out he's not your man. So Steph, hilarious. That's what's that TV show? You. But no, but like, communication is everything, right? So if you communicate to the person, look, we can hang out, we can go to a movie here and there,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not, we might even sleep with each other every once in a while. But in the end, it's not going to be me and you
I'm
walking
good
down
with
the aisle.
that. I don't have time for that.
But who's gonna communicate that though? I don't know.
Not
Like,
not even communicating that. It's all about comprehension because you can
mhm.
communicate that. If somebody is not hearing what you're saying, they're hearing what they want to hear. It don't matter what you said anyway.
Like, okay, how do you know? Like, do the lemon pepper wing guy know he's the lemon pepper wing guy?
Yeah, he would have to. Why wouldn't he know this?
Like, that's my thing. Like, does he know that? Like, and here's the crazy thing: the lemon pepper wing guy, all he gets out of it is bringing her lemon pepper wings. He doesn't even get to smell the draws. They know they just holding out hope they can be upgraded. Poor guys. Like, what a sad life. Um, I don't know. Like, I mean, is there a lemon pepper wing girl? No. Wait, what's the woman
I bet
equivalent?
there is. She bring him lemon pepper wings at lunch when he at work. But the lemon pepper guy is probably equivalent to the girl who let the dude buy her borrow her car while she at work so he can ride his people around.
Okay. Okay. I'm with that. I had a guy friend that used to cook for a dude and do his homework. Oh wow. Uh,
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think people get more right in these roles when they're honest about what they want.
mm-hmm. I agree. Agreed.
I
Um,
don't know these people, but if they just so happen to fall into the planet of my life, I would be ordering some lemon pepper rings right now.
mm.
Ugh.
You know what? There's a ton of dudes that would gladly bring you your lemon pepper wings and just be so happy. Like I knew this one girl, right? She's very pretty, and she would literally have guys walk up to her and just be like, "Here's $50 because you're so beautiful."
Oh, what? What?
Yes.
What?
What's up, Mafuni? Yes. Like they just walk up to like you so pretty. Here's
Where
50
do the
bucks.
people at though? What city do I need to move to?
It was here in LA.
Oh, well, let me. You got
I've
a job
seen a
for me?
lot of beautiful women in my life. I've never been like, damn, you so beautiful. Here's 20.
So I guess I need to move to LA and get it popping.
like like what kind of guy does that? Brooklyn, please in the chat room analyze what kind of dude
Hopefully,
is
don't do that.
50. And I don't even I mean, I don't know what people's paper is, but I don't think the guy that I saw, I don't think he's got it like that to just be handing out 50s. But I
Yeah.
guess he does, right? Because he was doing that. but
And the question is, how often do you do that?
oh, talking about that guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I guess the spirit compelled him to break her off some bread. You know, it was so strange though. You know what I told her though? I was like, guess who's paying for lunch?
Right. For real.
Shoot, you know. So I don't know. Like any women in the chat room, have you ever had a guy just break you off? Maybe not $50, break you off something because he just thought,
Steph
yo,
is always getting broke off. Let's just
I
go.
know, like I know Steph must,
I
right?
need her to hold a master's class so I can figure out how to get in that group.
Yeah. Like, has anybody in the chat ever had, women, especially, it's about sexual market value, right? Right. That, yeah, SMV as they call it. Um, but going back to the placeholder, I'm gonna tell you guys a story, and somebody might have heard, one of y'all might have heard this before. Act like you didn't.
Okay.
So, oh, what's up, Luke? Um,
Hey.
so it was me, my pops, my brother, my dad's one of my dad's best friends, and his and one of my dad's best friends daughter's um uh boyfriend of like 9 years or something like that, right? He
Mm-hmm.
dated her 9 years, but he wouldn't marry her, right? So we're
But he,
all sitting around the, huh?
you said, but he wouldn't marry her.
Right. They were together for 9 years, right?
Yeah, I would have hung that up.
So we were all sitting around the barbecue pit like men do, talking, talking about women and relationships and all that kind of stuff. So we were talking about the thing came up like, how do you know when you see when you found the right one?
Yeah.
And so we were all giving our point of view about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then old dude who was dating my dad's friend's daughter was like, yeah, when I meet that right one, I'm gonna settle down with her and woot the woot. And everybody looked like, I know you didn't just say that in front of her dad like that, And it got quiet for a minute, and then Roma is his name, went off, obviously, because he'd been dating his daughter for 9 years. He's like, what the hell you doing with my daughter then for 9 years, you
I
know.
mean, for real. That's a
Yeah.
placeholder for that's a dummy.
But you know what though? I think it was maybe 3-4 years later, they did get married. So I guess it worked.
Yeah, but we gonna be together 12 years a slave, and then we gonna get married because you couldn't figure it out. I didn't.
Yeah. When someone
No,
thinks they're the object of their affection way out their league, they do ineffective things like try to buy affection. Yeah, that's true. What's up, Sybil? 12 years a slave, right?
got big issues with that. Like, and don't get me wrong, there are tons of women that do it, and I'm not knocking women who choose to stay with somebody on the hope that, or on the just that we've been together this long, we might as well just ride this thing out.
Mm-hmm.
You boo, do you?
Right.
But I refuse to play house with you, and that's why I said 12 years a slave, because there is no return on this investment. If you die tomorrow, I was just giving you free labor. I was playing wife, giving up the milk. You milking the cow. I ain't got no insurance policy to live off, and that's not what that's about. But at the end of the day, what return on my investment do I get from just playing house with you? And people are content with doing that. Again, I'm not knocking you if that's what you decide. Again, I said at the very beginning, it's about whatever you two communicate. If that's what y'all want to communicate, fine. And be willing to come back to the table when your needs change and communicate that as well. But yeah, I'm glad they got married. Congratulations. I hope it stays long and it's prosperous.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't even stay with my glasses that long
I
without a commitment. So yeah, no, we would be breaking up. I would be packing your toothbrush that you leave in my house on occasion. You got to go.
I know situations where dude was dating this chick for like 9 years or some crazy amount of time. And she was like, "You gonna marry me or I'm leaving? I'm gonna," And eventually, she finally just did it. And then, they broke up with each other. Dude meets a girl like a couple of months later,
And
and then
Mary,
like 3 months they get married.
see? And another thing with that, Kente, and this is just me, ladies, I'm not speaking for the whole consortium of women, but we need to stop getting men ready for other women.
Right.
Period. Point blank and to the end.
So you're not dying on the cross for some other chick.
No. For what? Why am I going? Don't get me wrong. I'm not staying with you for 12 years till you figure it out either. I go into it with a very open mind and conversation. But men aren't required to be men who belong or are with or are pursuing one woman.
Right. Evangelo says the problem is not the man or the woman; it's the conditions that don't fit the ultimate desire or fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we do have misplaced expectations and we do have jacked up conditions, but that all goes back to communicating and comprehending those needs. Like I said earlier, a lot of people communicate, but if you're not listening to anything I'm saying, it don't matter what I'm communicating to you to begin with. And how many times have you heard that friend say, well, she heard what she wanted to hear, or
Right.
he heard what she wanted to hear? And that's so true, because we live in this fantasy world or this, if I don't like it, I just give it back, or if I don't like it, I just find something else, or if I don't like it, these nobody wants to stay in it and make it work. I ain't doing it for 12 years. I sorry, I'm stuck on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so awful for me, not for her apparently. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad. It's bad all around.
I see Ryan in the house as well. Ryan, what's up? Maybe income has something to do with it. Now that's a real thing. Like sometimes you feel like, you know what, I
It
can't get
could
married
be.
right now because the
So
money.
like homosexual. So you gonna live with me for 12 years because you can't afford to live on your own? Uh,
uh, She
I
says
don't.
that.
I don't think so. I mean, and I get what you're saying, Lauren. But I know broke people that have been together and made it work. So I think it's the commitment level. I think we have so many different choices, and not just people, but just things. You know, my career got to be right. I got to look a certain way. I got to make a certain dollar amount. I got to have a certain profession. If you waiting for everything to be in perfect alignment, you may not be with that person.
That's true. That's true.
So, I mean, people got to be willing to just take the risk. Again, everything's a risk. Love, moving to a new city, taking a new job, quitting a job, playing the stock market, going on a date,
No
in the
struggle left.
street, getting in a helicopter. It's all a risk. And so, no, nobody wants to struggle, but nobody wants to build anything either. And I think we have to understand the difference of you don't necessarily have to struggle, but you may have to build, which means you might have to get dirty. You might have to put in some work. And
Right.
that's okay.
Amen.
I just don't want to be doing that for. I mean, struggle love to me is 12 years. You with somebody for 12 years, and then they make that offhand, backhanded comment about when they meet the one they gonna settle down. Nigga, you been with me for 9 years. What you mean when you meet the right one? I'm sorry.
Right when you meet the right one.
About that situation, I'm taking it personal. I apologize. Shout outs to the people who got married. I'm gonna
Uh,
let that.
it says system is sick. We are having side effects. Maya says placeholders are also for people who don't want to be alone and avoid commitment. And then Lauren says income. No, I got mine and they got theirs. Class and income differences make a difference. All true, definitely. Like that's a real thing. Like not wanting to be alone, right? Like for some people, being alone is like the worst. They rather be with somebody they don't care much about, um, or they. I don't want to say they. There must be some kind of feeling, I would assume, but
No, sure.
but it's like these people they want to, they just don't want to be alone, so they'll be with somebody.
Like that who have not ever been single ever.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I said I got some cousins like that who have never been single, like ever.
They
Go from
say.
one relationship to the next, like,
Mm, mm.
and they're
So,
all dysfunctional. Their relationships, they're all dysfunctional.
uh, that's crazy. I don't know, man. Like me personally, the way I feel like I got some cousins and aunts that way. Yeah, is I'm not gonna, like I said, I've been guilty of having a placeholder, and I knew it. Right, on some level, I knew it. Maybe I didn't know it. Or okay, I ain't gonna say that. you know, but I feel like as we were talking about last week, placeholders also hurt you from evolving as well. Like kind of like we were talking about last week. So you're with this placeholder, you're spending time with them and doing all this, but then, if you're really looking for something else, then it kind of keeps you from maybe being with the person that maybe you want to be with.
Yeah.
So I think you hurt yourself in a way. You're hurting the other person, you know. So I don't know. I mean, can you look at it as if you were the placeholder, like, well, you know what? He broke up with me. I did have 2 good years with it being his placeholder. Like, is there any good to to be in someone's placeholder? Like, you know.
No, I mean, okay, so let's look at this for what a placeholder is. So when you
Mhm.
go sit at a dinner reception and you see a placeholder on the table, do you normally take it home and put it in a frame?
Mm-mm.
It normally goes where?
Uh, Trash, or you leave it.
Thank you. My whole point exactly. I'm not. No, I don't want to be. I don't want to be a placeholder. I don't want to be a filler. I don't want to be something that has no long lasting value outside of the, oh, I have this event. Will you go? I don't want to just be here for an event unless that's the event of every day of your life. Like, I'm not looking to be a placeholder.
Now, there's a thing that I've coined seasonal boo.
Don't
What a,
nobody want that bull corn.
what a seasonal boo is the holidays are coming. I don't want to be alone. So I'm trying to get booed up. So I have somebody to get me through the holidays. Because some people get sad when they're single during the holidays, you know. So, if you can, get somebody December 1st all the way up to at least March,
December 1st is a good day, but I'd rather be single than deal with somebody just to have somebody.
you know, they're your seasonal boo, right? They get you through the dog days of because nobody don't want to have no one wants to be single on New Year's Eve, you know. Uh
Why not?
no, Taylor, no, we're on in an hour, Taylor. Uh,
Why don't you want to? I mean, I think that that's an individual self evaluation, and I think people don't do self inventory enough, self
mhm.
awareness, self eval, self reporting, whatever you're doing with yourself, you need to figure it out. But having someone fill that void doesn't actually fill that void because
Mm.
something's still missing, which is why you keep switching them out with someone else because it isn't the person you're replacing that trying to fill it. It's not something a person can feel.
All right, put one in the chat room if you feel some kind of way if you're single during Valentine's Day and maybe some of the holidays like New Year's Eve and such. Put
I
one in the
love
chat
being
room. Put two
single.
if you don't care.
I love being single after all of them holidays because you know what? When the
Or
candy go on sale the day after, we'll be there. This single girl right here. So yes, no problems with being single. Who ain't got to share their popcorn at the movies? This girl.
I
Right.
mean,
Who,
I
who
don't
is
care.
ask you if you want some tacos?
I don't care. I know some people that don't want to be single on their birthday. They get
I
a
buy
birthday
myself
boo. A birthday boo.
I buy myself a cake if I need to. I buy myself flowers if I need to. I don't need somebody to show me that I'm special. Like I show me that I'm special. I practice self care. I practice self love. Like in my latter days when I used to say inappropriate things, I make my own stuff come. So I do not need anybody to be with me on birthdays, Valentine's days, Christmas, New Year's, because I can do all of that. The end. Now, would I like someone to add value to my life over time? Absolutely. But I don't want somebody to just warm my bed. I got a space heater and I got an electric blanket for that.
And Teddy P.
Nope, not dogs cannot be in my bed. No, thank you.
No, Teddy P. Nettie, you keep Teddy P out your bed.
He's in his kennel right now, looking at me.
Oh, let Teddy P out. Let Teddy P out.
Oh, it's open. The door is open.
Hey, Kiana.
Oh,
Kiana's in the house. Taylor's in the house as well. And
Taylor.
Andrew. Um, I don't like. Okay, so I've talked about this before. Like, there's people who they feel like it's inappropriate to break up with somebody before a holiday or birthday or
But
whatever.
why though? I
Mhm.
mean, if it's not meant to be, why are y'all holding out what for gifts?
See, that's what I think it is too. I think it's kind of selfish. Like, you
It's
know,
rude.
yeah. To be honest with you,
But I ain't
but
never had nobody on a holiday or a birthday, so I really don't know how to feel about. I mean, because I don't know what it's like. So
mm,
that's
yeah,
it.
I don't know. So, are there signs that you're a placeholder? And feel free in the chat room if you know any signs that you are the placeholder boyfriend or girlfriend. Um, I'm thinking about what are some signs that you're just a placeholder. Um, if you've been with somebody for a while and you start getting that feeling that you don't figure into their long-term plans, like, you know, they're talking about taking a job in Bangladesh, you know, and then you're sitting there like, wait a minute, if she's in Bangladesh, how we still gonna be together?
So we not. Okay.
You're like, wait a minute, you're doing the math. You're like, wait a minute, if she moves away, then we're not gonna be together. Wait a minute, how's this working? You know, uh, and you know what? His or her friends know too.
Of course they do. But not only that, not just his or her friends, your friends know too.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
true.
knows you.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
You know when you just in denial. That river must got more people in it than a little bit.
Hey, what's up, Ryan? The problem created when we mentally and imagery is the first point of collapse in all relationship. All right.
Read that again?
I think he might have wrote it wrong. Problem is created when we mentally and imager in imaginary. Am I reading it wrong? Is the first point of collapse in all relationships. Maybe I need glasses.
Hey,
Or
I
he wrote it.
mean, we're seeking more clarification from you, Evangelos, about that. If you could kind of break that down, that would be great.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of going back to the whole misplaced expectation thing.
Oh shit. Sorry.
And we have expectations for people that we don't even have for ourselves. You know, I don't know. I think we set ourselves up for failure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we have two open seats, so if anybody wants to hop in and give their points of view on this topic, please feel free. But yeah, your friends know, their friends know. A lot of times, you're the only one that don't know.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
know, and then there's that point. I've seen it where like friends of mine, they realize that's what it is, and then they get real bitter about it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They feel some kind of way about being that person, you know, that stopgap in between, you
Yeah.
know. So you know, and then they start bugging out on the person they with, you know, and all of that. So what's up, Ryan?
What's going on?
Yeah, so we're talking about the placeholder, that stopgap boyfriend or girlfriend until you get to that real person you really want to be with, you
Yeah.
know.
So you
So
get to that real person.
right.
And the
You
other
know what's bad is, have you ever seen this where somebody's just finished dating the stopgap person, and then you be like, "Oh, your boy, the guy you were just dating for like a year." Oh, and she's like, "What was his name?" Like she can't remember the dude's name. It's like, dang, man, like wow, it was that uneventful that year. It was just you know, can't remember his name, huh? Just that guy. That guy you spent the year with. He went with you to all your events. you know,
Yeah, and his name is Fletcher or Fitzroy or Reg.
right?
Hi, it's Rich. Is your mom home? That guy.
My favorite part is when that person finally has enough, and they're like, you know what? I'm breaking up with you, and they're like, do what you got to do. They're not even tripping on it. They're just like, yeah, well, I guess this ride is stopped. We about to get off this ride. You know, that's pretty bad. Vegas still do well on weddings. Hilarious. Yeah, that's pretty bad, man. Yeah.
Peace.
And then they see each other like 4 years later, and she don't even remember him. She's like, we dated for a year. We dated. Like, it's pretty bad. What's up, Melvin? Yeah.
That's
Hey,
wrong.
Melvin.
That
Yeah.
is wrong. That is wrong.
But what's worse though, being a placeholder boyfriend or the lemon pepper wing guy that you only serve one purpose in their life, when
Don't they both only serve one purpose?
well, at least the boyfriend is in a relationship, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
that relationship,
I don't know. I'm trying to.
that
Huh?
relationship has conditions on it, which so does the lemon pepper wing boy or guy or
Is
woman.
the lemon pepper wing guy sleeping with her? Probably not.
I mean, might be he might be smashing after he brings her some chicken wings. Who knows? But the point is, both of those things are conditional. They're
Right.
only if you meet these conditions. But you ain't the one.
Those must be the best wings. Lemon pepper wing guy is often losing. Right. Right. Yeah. Man. See, now you would make me self-conscious about bringing some chick left lemon pepper wings. I'd be like, wait a minute.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The reason why I'm bringing up wings because I was watching a Steve Harvey segment and Rick Ross talked about lemon pepper wings for like 20 different sections of that 5-minute clip. And I'm like, dude, he got me thinking about wings, but he also owned like 30 franchises. So
I do love lemon pepper wings.
Flats only. Shout out to him.
I'll take both flats. Or what's the other one?
No.
What's the other one?
You talking about non-flats?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Flats only.
For like years, I was like, when they were like, "You want flats or what's the other?" And then I was like, "Oh wow, that's a thing." Oh, I just get them mixed, But yeah,
I mean, it's each his own. But at the end of the day, like somebody said, there are people who are willing to do just that. Be that placeholder, be the lemon pepper guy.
drums, yeah, the other.
Yeah, like I don't know why people get all beside themselves if that's what people decide they want to do and that's what you agree to. Now the problem again goes back to what I said earlier about lack of communication when you don't agree to these things. I'm here for the Chinese food guy. Cantonese and Thai are my favorite. I'm here for it. Food is my favorite. Like just you don't have to tempt me with a good time.
There is that guy and that girl who, if you told him that deal, I can be Shannon's placeholder boyfriend for a year until she.
Oh, because I was like, where he at? No.
There's a lot of guys that would sign up for that. Like, I know she gonna throw me to the side of the road, but I'll take it. I'll take that year.
And you might get to say if you act right. If you can make my chai tea or my cookies, we might have to talk about it.
There's women too, Ryan. There's women too that would sign up. Like, okay, I could be Ryan's, placeholder girlfriend till he get tired of me. She'll stay. There's people like that they'll.
I've never had that experience.
I thank you, Brian.
Sign up for that.
Thank you, Brian.
We all have wives.
They metamorphosize into being wifey material. They try anyway, because I've never met a woman that stays as a placeholder. And then men, on the other hand, like, we don't mind. We like, this is the conditions of the relationships. You don't call here at this time, and you don't do this at this time. We set conditions, and we stay to those conditions. Women deviate off of those conditions.
Right.
They start changing, and then when they get pissed off at you, then they start calling your main chick and start messing things up.
Oh wow. Yeah. Don't call the main chick, y'all. That's wrong.
So you got to be careful who you laid into bed with, because I don't think women are built that way. I think men are built that way, but I don't think women are built that way. But that's just my opinion. I mean, who am I?
It's interesting.
I'm a computer nerd that lives in my basement.
Hey man, it's a dope basement.
I'm joking. I don't live in a basement, by the way.
We all know you balling. Ryan's balling, y'all. No,
not balling either. But sorry.
But just as a public service announcement, at 7 p.m. Pacific, which is in like 45 minutes, we're gonna have our show with our killer panel. I see Melvin is in the house, Taylor's in the house. They're gonna both be on there with Dr. Vibe. We're doing the show through via StreamYard, but we will have a Get Vocal room, not this room, but another room. So it'd probably be better for everybody to come in the Get Vocal room, but you can also check us out on, because we have a great big panel, and it's bigger than we can do host it on here. So we do have a Get Vocal room. All right. With that said, going back to this, to the people that, you know, they willing to take that deal. Shannon, Kiana, Lauren, LA, Stephanie, Maya, you know.
Why you saying? I ain't never had that in my life.
They like, look, I can tell my grandkids that I dated this girl named Shannon for like a year. You know?
Nice.
So I don't like, my thing is like this though. Is that like low self-esteem though? Like to, you know, to be okay with that. Like when you know that you're just a placeholder, that you're just, you know, that it's almost like at some point her picture is gonna Photoshop you out with the next dude in, you know. So like that's my thing, is like what kind of mindset is like good with that, you know? It's similar to the side piece, but there's not even, it's not even you're not even the side piece. You're, you know, I don't know what's worse, the side piece or being a placeholder.
I think they're all probably equal.
Both. Oh, okay.
I mean, because at the end of the day, if that's not what you want to be, or that's not what you're interested in, then it's fine.
What happens if Shannon's milkshake really gets your attention? Her personality, etc.
Oh, my milkshake on a voice to the yard.
Those things are not equal. Hilarious.
My milkshake does not bring all the boys to the yard.
But you know what's sad though, when you see somebody desperately trying to, the person that they're quote unquote with, trying to earn that, you know, like, I can be the one, like I can do it. It's me. You don't have to look anymore. It's me right here. That's pretty sad. I've seen that. That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
A side relationship is not equal to a 1-year relationship. Yeah.
What's good for the gander is good for the goose. I think that, like, I think people, when they get in those relationships, they know they're not setting boundaries, because if they did, they would not be in a relationship. A lot of those placeholder people are willing to not set any boundaries, because, you know, they can fill in that void. So I think those type of relationships are just toxic relationships to begin with. It's toxic for the person that feels that they have the upper hand, because if they really value themselves, why would they stoop to that level of a relationship? And the placeholder person, you know, why are they allowing that person to? Because usually those placeholders, they don't get the best. They don't get the creme de la creme, you know, relationship. They get fast food menu relationship. You know, they don't get treated with respect. So it's the one person may look higher just because they look good or whatever, have a good job, but they both have self-esteem issues. You know, it's just toxic. You are what you attract.
That's true. Now, Steph says men often make her feel like she's a placeholder, just waiting on the next best thing, even when we're in a relationship. That's interesting. I wonder if that's like, is, how do you make someone feel like they're the placeholder? Like, because I mean, even if that's not your intent, like, how do you, do you always positive affirmations? Um, you're trying to figure out how they are going to figure it in the rest of your life. Uh, at some point, not in the very beginning, of course. Um, like, what do you like? What just how do you make someone feel like, what, I really want to give this a shot to see if how far we can go.
Hmm,
Like, what would you be looking for, Shannon?
what would I be looking for?
That that this guy, oh, he's in it for the long haul. He wants to see this puppy to the end.
Somebody whose talk matches they walk match they talk. Not just saying what they're saying, but actually following through with it. Um, an effective communicator.
Did we factor in the shortcomings of the Casanova? What does he mean by that?
I don't know, Melvin. What do you mean by that?
Um, and while we're waiting for his response, this show is brought to you by CBD.
It is not. It is like
This is like one of the greatest things that was ever made. I swear. No THC, no THC, just CBD. So
These guys aren't really.
this is amazing stuff. These guys that are not really the stuff, they just think that they are. Interesting. Okay.
Well, I don't think that's just left to Casanovas. I think at the end of the day, there are a lot of people who have an inflated idea of self because we're too busy holding on to, yeah, you did a good job, yeah, but you didn't win. So you
Yeah.
didn't come first. So why am I praising you because you showed up today? Because you made your bed? Because you did your job? You doing what you're supposed to do. You didn't do nothing exceptional.
Yeah. It says comparison. Is there joy people
It's
who
supposed to
want
be it's a thing.
the best
Boy.
partner, yet they don't want to be to be lonely, and they settle for a relationship with someone they don't want as much as their idea mate. Yeah. You know what though? Sometimes the people who put somebody into the placeholder, like sometimes it's this thing, the grass is greener. You know what I'm talking about?
It's green where you water it and keep
Like
it and tend to it.
a lot of times they don't even look at what they got in front of them. Like they're always looking for something else. It's like something else is, you know, um, they always want something else, no matter what they have, no matter how good it is. And it ain't even always just about a relationship. It could be if they got a really great uh job or whatever. They're always looking for an upgrade, right? Not bragging about it, but I've been in situations with the partner of guys who really they thought they were the stuff. Yeah. Um,
Of course, but in situations like that, there's always going to be people in the circle who want to see whose balls are bigger, even if they ain't really bigger.
Mm-hmm. But when you look at the research about how people form relationships, there are different types of hormones that are released, different stages that you are in a relationship. A lot of people don't ever reach. There's hormones for lust, there's hormones for attraction, and then there's hormones for attachment. A lot of people don't get to that attachment. And a lot of people, some of them are just really hurt or don't really have good self-value to recognize, because I always see, like, when you're in a relationship and you're looking at you're looking for the next upgrade, you have no self, you're not like, can I give you an example?
mhm.
Tinder Tinder's algorithm, the way that it works, because remember I used to say I used to get really bad results. So I started to study their algorithms and try to figure out like why is this happening? Just for, shits and giggles.
Right.
What I realized is that us men on Tinder, what we do is we swipe we swipe. It don't matter what the girl is, and then if we see her, then we'll either unfriend her or whatever. But we swipe all the time until the swipes run out. What Tinder does with the algorithm is that they say, "Oh, this man has no standards." So they'll start popping up women that don't have standards. And then they'll like you. So I always got a certain type of woman that didn't have standards because I was not actually looking at the profile, reading the biography, swiping the photos to see what kind of person the person was.
Right.
I was just swiping. So that goes to say is that, the person who knows better is usually the one that is hurt the most, right? They're hurt inside. They don't know themselves well enough, because you shouldn't be looking for an upgrade. You should have been looking for the right person, and you should have kept yourself to yourself until you found the right person, instead of just taking stuff that's below your standards.
Right.
Kept yourself to yourself. That needs to go on a t-shirt.
Right. So they just swiping at everything. They like whatever comes down the pike, I'll take it.
Yeah,
but
that's
and then they're disappointed about
That's how the algorithms work, because they kind of the algorithms kind of match people based on interest, and the algorithms match people based on standards. So when you're on Tinder, fellas, especially you, because women do take their time, just take the time and just swipe through, look at the profile. You won't run out of likes, and you will probably get a different group of women liking your profiles, because they don't serve your profile when you are just liking everybody. But that goes like in real life. But the only thing is, Tinder's really easy for you to like women that are not, or like women or men that are not your type. In real life, if people caught you doing that, they would be second guessing your judgment.
Right.
You lose respect, right?
Right. And then, I mean, how special is she if she was one of 250 women that he replied to? It's like, did you really? Was I even anything to you, or are you just taking my thing?
He said, "Is that illegal? What Tinder does?" No.
They just want the right match, because they're even looking for keywords like, like just try it out. Go on the app and just like every woman that has a dog in it. They scan those photos. They know which ones have dogs in it. And then over time, you're just going to see more women coming up on the top of your feed that like dogs, because they're assuming that you like dogs. So that's the thing, is that people that know themselves know what they like. People who don't know themselves don't know what they like, and willing to swipe God knows whoever, and they're doing it based off of appearance, and they're objectifying the people that they're with. Because that's all it is. It's like when you have a placeholder, just look at the title. The title just says it. You're an object.
Right.
You're not a human being.
Right. Fodder.
You're looking for a transaction. You're not looking for a relationship. You're not looking to build anything.
I love what Steph says. Let me swipe right on men holding money. Hilarious.
They probably don't have any money, but
they're right. Just get that stack. Man. Oh man. So
put some of Ryan's quotes on t-shirts.
I know, man. You always got it popping, Ryan. Okay, so all right, Shannon.
Why is it my turn again?
Oh, I mean, you represent the ladies. It's ladies first. Remember, Queen Latifah?
Okay, go ahead. First. What's the question?
Okay, so in 2020, nobody in this chat room is gonna be nobody's placeholder.
I agree.
So no more placeholding, unless you want to be a placeholder. Then whatever. But But I don't know. I think people have to identify it as fast as possible, though. If that's something that you really don't want for yourself, you need to identify that, you know, fast as possible. Uh,
I agree.
and communicate with the person. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Questions that will uh, make people give you real answers. You know, um, and I know a lot of it is low self esteem too. Why some people end up being that way, and sometimes on both ends.
Yeah.
You know, you know, on both ends. Sometimes the placeholder they have low self esteem, so they go for low hanging fruit. You know, and I matched with a guy last night. We spoke in the morning. By 3, he unmatched himself from me, probably because I didn't respond fast enough to him.
He'd be
Yeah.
all right, or he may have found someone that had. Yeah.
Or
Go ahead.
maybe Dante found out and sent them shooters.
I wasn't. I wasn't gonna say that at all. It's horrible.
Dante was like, nah, you better unmatch. But yeah. So poor Shannon. I'm Shannon.
Poor Shannon.
No, Stephanie. I'm sorry. Wait, it's the CB. I'm about to say CD,
Go ahead and eat
CDC.
another chocolate.
I'm about to say the CDC.
Since
Uh,
I'm 4.
but no, poor Stephanie. She's
And shout outs to Baker's Candy in Greenwood, Nebraska.
um she cannot get rid of that attachment to Dante. No.
He's low key ugly anyway.
Ah,
He was low key.
oh, the guy.
So he was a placeholder.
Right. He was gonna be a placeholder. So maybe he knew on some level that that's what was gonna happen. So
And he didn't want that for himself.
right. So but yeah. So this concludes this episode. We'll stay in here for a lemon pepper guy. He was a future lemon pepper guy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hang out in here for a little bit, and then in about 15 minutes, I'm gonna get the other show started, and we'll be in the other room. So let me start off with you, Ryan. How can we get you in social media and all that good stuff?
You can just type in Google Hustle Zone TV and you'll find me. Or you can find Go Live and Prosper, my podcast,
Great show.
where we interview entrepreneurs. Kente had the highest rating show. I interviewed Kente and even brought some tear jerkers if you guys go and listen to his life story, because he doesn't really talk about his life story. So it had 38 views, and it was the top rated, and we've had this podcast open for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So
all right,
make sure you check it out and listen to Kente's story.
I'm here for it.
I love it. Shannon, how can we get you?
You can't. But if you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Shannon Ford, like the president, -Jefferson, like the president. What about you, sir?
She is definitely not the placeholder co-host, for sure. You can get me at Kente F on Twitter, Kente Ferguson on Instagram, and you can get me on indyradio.org. That's indyradio.org. Stay tuned, you guys. In our other Get Vocal room, we're going to be having our show with Dr. Vibe in 30 minutes. So we're going to stay in here for a little bit and chit chat with you guys. And then I'm going to open that room up. So, all right. Or actually, you know what? Let's close this room out. Might as well just go into the the room with Dr. Vibe. You guys know how to find the room, right? So, all right. You guys have a good one.
Well, we'll stay here, right here in this chair. We don't need you. Bye.
Really? You going to do me like that?